Namaskaram. Last week was quite intense. We were on the ground volunteering, reaching out to public regarding the significance of shapes of movements and necessary actions that needs to be taken by writing the letters to head of the state, prime minister, as well as the president on necessary policies that is needed to rejuvenate at least 3 to 6% of the organic content in the soil. We're on the ground all the time, meeting all the people. People resonated well. It was quite going well. At the same time, some of the volunteers asked me why we call at least the meditators each other Anna and Akka, and even some of the meditators who have not been to the ashram had the same kind of question. Why we call male volunteer or the meditator Anna and then the female Akka. So volunteering per se from Isha perspective, or how we do it at Isha, is not like the volunteering that is being practiced elsewhere. Again, I'm not saying which one is better or which one is not. I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying from the perspective of my experience. I'm not speaking on the behalf of Isha or behalf of anyone. I'm just like sharing my experience. So basically what we refer as a spiritual experience or the spiritual process is to go beyond all limitations that is either established by our own experiences or through the social aspects of who we are. So there are many influences out there. So basically when we say volunteering or when we live in the world, you can only live in two ways. One way is by the social interaction with everyone, or to experience everyone as yourself. Now, if you have not come to the state where you don't experience everybody as yourself, then the only way is the social structure. So when we say Anna or Akka someone, it means Anna basically means brother in Tamil, and Akka means sister in Tamil. The Hindi or the Nepalese language and possibly some of the other languages might have different nuances or something known as Bade Bhaiya, Chote Bhaiya, ya fir, or in Nepalese also Dai and Vai, Didi and Baini. These are the words that signifies somebody is older than you or somebody is younger than you. But in spirituality or in the spiritual process, we want to go beyond the limitations even of these relationships. This is the reason why a brahmachari is referred as a ma and a swami. At least in the social context, We use Akka and Anna because this is the way we need to communicate with each other. And when you say Anna and Akka, basically means we come from the same source. Even if that is not tangible, we all come from the soil. And that's why the Save Soil movement also. So we are all the children of the soil or the Mother Nature. In that context, we become brothers and sisters, the siblings, although we have different biological mothers. And now, when you are approaching someone in the social context where the duality is still there, for you the experience of the other is still tangible, then in this case there are two ways to approach. One way is the way of the respect, and the other way is the way of the reverence. Respect is the currency that is needed in the society because most of the people are still acting out of the compulsions, acting out is still out of likes, dislikes, and needs and wants. So in the social context, if you don't say someone with certain kind of respect or the title, they might feel hurt, or it might be difficult for you to go through the world getting things done. Some people will be expecting you to bow down, somebody might be expecting you to use their title in a respected way. But the other way is that of the reverence. Reverence can only be cultivated, you cannot practice it. Reverence comes only when you have realized that the same creator that is making this life happen is also beating in each and every life forms, both sentient and insentient. That is one of the reasons people bow down to the trees, bow down to stones, bow down to everything, bow down to the sun, bow down to the moon. But why people have reverence, certain kind of reverence towards the inanimate objects, but still have certain resistance towards bowing down to the another human being? It is simply because most people have this kind of generalization of their own life experiences. They can bow down to someone, a strange person, a stranger who they have never met, but a person born in your own family, a person who have been studying with you, doing all these funny things, your individuality, your strong individuality, your personality does not let you admit that someone who actually grew around you, who shared a lot of memories with you, can actually be divine. The mind cannot accept that. Your memories cannot accept that. But if you just keep yourself aside and experience the profundity and the exuberance of life that is happening within you, and realize that it's the same thing happening within the other person. The reverence is natural. And when in reverence, you don't need any titles. But as we live in a society, we have to interact with someone, so we have to use titles. And that is where we get the titles like Anna, Akka, father, mother, friend, all of them. So there are only two currencies if you are living in the world, if you have to communicate with someone. If you have a reverence within you, you don't need to practice giving respect because you are fulfilled by yourself already, whether you are aware of not. But if you are using respect as a currency, then you'll get hurt. You'll get hurt because respect is not given to you. Respect is always given to your identity that you have taken in the society, whether your age, whether your contribution, whether your role in the society, whether your profession in certain fraternity. Respect is given to your contribution to the society. So there are many conditions, and when the condition changes, you may fall off from respect. And when you use the currency of the respect, the hypocrisy will always also be there. But I will not go into too much intricate aspects of this one. But yes, to live in a society, to make things happen, you have to make use of the respect. But at the same time, if you want to have a profound life, an exuberance of life, and push yourself to the ultimate, reverence is the only way, because it makes you free from the expectation. It makes you free from the pain of expectations. Because reverence means you don't matter. You don't matter. Namaskar.